What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam, I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone is having the best weekend of your freaking life. I hope you guys have had a great Sunday. I hope you guys are ready for a live 2023 fantasy football draft. Our Superflex format for the season, 12 teams, full PPR. Obviously, super flex, but one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, one flex spot, one super flex spot, kicker and defense, because why not? And we've got 6 bench spots, added an extra one because quarterbacks. But yeah, I'm excited for tonight's draft. Been looking forward to this one. Glad that we were able to get this together with the community, and it's going to be a great draft. So you guys know what to do. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe on your way in. All we do here is free fantasy football content all year round, redraft, dynasty, and best ball. Hit the like, do all that YouTube stuff. You know, what every YouTuber says when they start their stream, just do it. But most importantly, guys, hop in the live chat. Let me know how you guys are doing. Any fantasy football questions you have tonight, I'm happy to answer. Redraft, dynasty, best ball, whatever you guys need. Trade questions, start sit questions, ads, drops, waiver wires, whatever it's going to be. Guys, we are so close to NFL kickoff. I'm so excited for Thursday to just get here. But we still got a couple more days left. So, nonetheless, I'm kind of nervous for this draft. I'm not going to lie. I don't feel prepared for this draft whatsoever. So, hopefully everyone's here on time. I'm going to start the draft at the start time no matter what, so we'll see what happens. But I sent out like 40 notifications today, so I don't know. Everyone should be here. We'll see. We'll find out in like 30 seconds. But nonetheless, I'll kind of monitor the draft board, but for the most part, yeah, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. So probably, about 10 seconds. 5 seconds according to the sleeper clock. This thing's going to kick off. So let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's 10 p.m. Whether you're here or not, draft is underway. All right, so you guys have a minute per pick. This is going to be an interesting draft. Originally this league was going to be 10 teams. And then, I think originally it was going to be 12 teams, and we cut it to 10 teams, and then we bumped it back up to 12 teams. So I felt like maybe we practiced for 10 teams for a couple of the mocks, and I don't know. It's very different from a dynasty draft, but I don't know. I feel like most of you guys in here have the experience with the dynasty Superflex drafts we did. So it should be fun. Should be fun. I'm excited to see how you guys navigate the draft. All right, I want to message anyone who I don't see a green dot on and let them know the draft has started. Okay. I was messaging Jay Fitness, and then he hopped in here, so good to see you. Looks like, everyone's here but Bud Smoker. So I'll just let him know. Okay, good. We all came out here. This is going to be a good league. It's pretty well balanced. A lot of OGs in here. Ooh, Cats goes Lamar at the 1-4. Interesting. We'll see what happens, guys. Okay, let me get to the live chat. JSC, what's up, my guy? How we doing? Trying to trade for Mark Andrews. Who'd I have to give up? My wide receivers are Amon-Ra, Ridley, DJ Moore, Elijah Moore, and Hollywood Brown. To get Andrews, you're probably going to pay a relatively hefty price, but I would not give up. You're definitely not giving up Amon-Ra, and you're definitely not giving up Calvin Ridley. And I don't want you to give up DJ Moore because I love him as a third wide receiver, but you might have to go to that sort of value. Mark Andrews is, depending on your league, could be at end of the second round selection. Every league is, you just never know. But at worst is end of the third. So he's a hefty price at the end of the day. All right, this is going to get interesting because Bud Smoker is running late. And I'm just going to give him the top-rated player, which is not a quarterback. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay, it's on double quarterback settings. So, all right, he gets JJ off the board. I mean, one auto is not going to kill us, but if anything outrageous happens, I'll be sure to step in. Do you guys want this to be a kicker or defense league? If we decide and we get a common vote by the end of the draft, we can take out kicker and defense. But I feel like this is like, I totally meant to ask you guys that if you wanted to eliminate kicker and defense from this league. And I totally forgot to do that. So I don't know if you guys want to set up a poll on Sleeper or something. We can talk about that. You know who I'm taking right here, baby. Give me the locks. Yeah, JSC, that's a tough one. Are you only wanting to move wide receivers? J-Dubs, what's up, my guy? Spence, congrats on being a member of the channel for 13 months. Thank you for the beautiful lyrics. For some reason, I thought Spencer was in this league, but he's definitely not. Godfather, what's going on, man? Good to see you. What's up? What's up? So, we're at that point in the draft. I mean, outside of, top tier guy, right? Where the skill position players start to come off the board. This is always an interesting turn in Superflex drafts. I think I'm going to do something. No, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go Bijan, and I was getting so excited to do it. Oh, the snipe of the year. Well, I'll still go running back. But I'm not as happy with the selection. And this is now officially a very strange draft for me. LeBron's, I'm not prepared at all. Hey, man, nothing wrong with that. Cats, I'm not prepared at all. Let's go. All right, Mr. Sarcastic says, nah. I don't know if that's a nah for no kicker, no defense, or a nah for don't change it. Cat says, I vote no kicker. J-Dub says no kicker or defense. I feel like in this format, it's not necessary. Spence, I'm in too many. I got to chill. I hear that, man. I'm in 14. But you're in the auction league, which is what I was thinking. So I was that's what I was getting backwards. All right, guys. So, interesting start to the draft. Always hard to stream during a draft because I don't want to sway the draft in any direction or whatever. And usually in Superflex formats, I will say I'm going quarterback back to back. Usually what I do. But I wanted to switch it up tonight, and I really wanted to go Bijan because I don't think I have Bijan in a single league. 14 leagues this year. And I don't have Bijan in any of them. And I was like, this is my one opportunity. Unless I spend all of my money in the auction draft on Bijan. But it's okay. It's a good pick, Cinnabon. I don't really know why I went C-Mac there. But it's interesting to see so far in the second round, all running backs and quarterbacks, of course. But outside of quarterbacks, all running backs. So we'll see how things turn out as we head into the end of the second and go into the third round. Godfather on the clock here. So, yeah, I mean, Bijan, C-Mac, Eckler, Barkley. Oh, and for some reason I missed Kelsey. All right, so A Rich gone and Danny Dimes gone. Sorry, guys. I am officially multitasking. All right, Boss Man Deshaun is the biggest steal of the draft. I was very close to going Watson at the 2-4. That was, especially after Bijan went. I like how J-Dub starts here with A.J. Brown and Garrett Wilson gone. Yeah, I mean, Watson continues to be a phenomenal value. All right, there goes CeeDee Lamb. I have a suspicion we might see a little string of wide receivers start to go off the board. Only thing I'm really going to have to pay attention to with Bud Smoker not being in here is it's just giving him, like, I don't know when it's going to start giving him quarterbacks. And, I mean, like, we still want it to be semi-realistic, right? I don't know. We'll see. All right, Godfather taking his time. Who's he going with? Amon-Ra. I like it. All right, so let me know how you guys' just rosters are looking. Let me know how many drafts you guys have left for the season. Are you guys all done? Do you have a draft tonight, tomorrow night, Tuesday, Wednesday night? My last draft of the year is Wednesday night. I won't be able to stream it, unfortunately. It's at like 7 p.m. Eastern time, so a little bit earlier. The auction draft tomorrow, I still don't quite know if I'm going to be able to draft. Or, excuse me, be able to stream it or not. The only problem with the auction drafts is they just take so long. But I'm going to try and do everything I can so that I'll be done, like, with all my work for the day. And can stream the auction draft. Or at least most of it. We'll find out. It's a tough pick. I'm going to go Waddle, though. I need a wide receiver. You guys know I don't feel good about not having a wide receiver I trust. LeBron says awful my draft is. This draft or another draft? Fields, Kelsey, Adam. I mean, you know, an interesting thing with the Superflex league, of course, compared to a double quarterback league is, like, you don't have to start a second quarterback in the Superflex spot. So, like, your season's not necessarily over if, like, the other quarterbacks on your team aren't good, you know, or they get hurt or whatever. So, if you're not feeling entirely confident, just remember, you know, valuable skill position players are still very valuable in Superflex leagues compared to a double quarterback league where, like, yeah, you got to draft like 3 quarterbacks for the first 5 rounds. Unless you just are, like, banking on, like last year I was in a double quarterback league where I took Herbert and Hurts, which worked out pretty well. And then my third quarterback drafted was Baker Mayfield. You know, I was just like, I'm just going to get skill position guys. And that was a good team. I was second place in that league. Would have been first if it, you know, not complaining, but the Bills-Bengals game didn't turn out the way it did. But, you know, as my third quarterback in that league, I was just, like, rotating whoever I could find on the waiver wire. So that's a little bit of a different scenario. Cooper Kupp still sneaking around. This might surprise you guys, but I'm going Jordan Love here. I I prefer Geno Smith right there. Why am I drafting next to Cinnabon? I'm just kidding. I'm in having Michael, Andrea, and Cinnabon after me is a little scary because they all have similar tendencies to me. But I like Jordan Love right now. We'll see what happens. I'm okay with him right now as my QB2. There goes Cup. Goodbye, Cuppy. How do you guys feel about Cup at the 4.5? All right, traded Amon-Ra, Pollard, Dobbins for Eckler and Tyreek. Who? I really like Amon-Ra and I really like Pollard this year, and I think Dobbins might have a pretty solid year. But if you feel better, I mean, Eckler and Eckler and Hill, like, yeah, I mean, come on, you're in a great spot there. I mean, you may have had a little bit better depth with the other side. But am I going to knock you for getting Eckler and Tyreek Hill? No. As long as you feel good about it. Okay, I might be making this a no kicker, no defense league. Oh, J-Dub's going in on the wide receivers. I like it. LeBron's took a huge risk. Yeah, good payoff though, right? Cup in the 4th. Albert, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Hello, hello. DC Hogs, McKinnon or Dillon in the flex? It's a good question. They both have pretty decent matchups. You know, McKinnon against the Lions. You got Dillon against the Bears. The problem here is, you know, with like McKinnon, you're kind of hoping that he's racking up those receptions. He's not as likely to necessarily fall in the end zone. And on the other hand, you're hoping that Dillon scores. And they could both respectively do each of those things. I mean, I feel like that Thursday night kickoff game, it's going to be a high-scoring affair. But ultimately, I feel a little bit better about Pacheco in that matchup. Week 1. Hard to say. I personally probably go A.J. Dillon. Because I feel like the Bears' run defense is not going to be... It might be better than last year. I mean, they made some improvements in free agency and through the draft, but I just feel like A.J. Dillon has a better chance to score. Chat, what do you guys think? McKinnon versus the Lions, Dillon versus the Bears. The Bears. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the rest of this draft. Oh, Mr. Sarcastic goes 4 quarterbacks. I guess we didn't really put a limit on quarterbacks. I guess 4 will be the limit. Just try and follow that. I probably should have done that before the draft. Usually in a Superflex format, I'll do that, or tight end premium. Probably shouldn't need to draft more than 4. All right, I'm going to grab Christian Watson here. Hopefully the Packers don't stink this year. There goes Ayuk. And Andrea is on the board. This is Sarcastic. Someone in my 10-team redraft PPR took Cup 4th overall. Oh, jeez. I mean, it might end up being like okay. You might only miss a game or two. maybe they don't feel too bad, but I'm very sketched out about the Cooper Kupp situation. Someone took Mike Williams in round 3 in mine. I mean, he was about a third rounder last year in a 12-team format, if I remember correctly. But that was last year, so. Always crazy to see, where players are going the year before compared to the next year. Allen Robinson. He's the number 1 player I think of from last year. All right, I have a decision to make for this next selection. And I don't know what I'm going to do. There are 3 players right now. Like, if I get any one of them, they're all at different positions, actually. If I get any one of them, I think it benefits my team. If I have the choice of all 3, I don't really know what I prefer. There goes Purist. He was not one of them. I was kind of hoping Andrea and Cinnabon would take each or one of the 3 players, and then I'd only have 1 player to pick. Yeah, it's a tough pick. No matter what, this is a tough pick right here. Cinnabon, take this down to the wire so I sit here in anticipation. I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to follow my heart and not my gut. Mr. Sarcastic, someone took Lazard in the 3rd, and I was crying. Oh, jeez. Rodgers in the 4th. Oh, no. Been in the league for 3 years. Gabriel, feel free to ask any fancy questions. Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to go Christian Kirk here because, I don't know, this is like I'm basically building like a best ball Superflex team at this point. 2 stacks. T-Law to Kirk. Love to Watson. Let's do it. But, man, there are a lot of players right now that I really like. Emil, what's going on? Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Man, I can't believe we're missing Bud Smoker tonight. What a bummer. I mean, he's just getting the auto picks at this point. Kind of an advantage in this draft, I suppose. We're debating Dotson. Yes. I was. And Walker, who just got selected. I really like Walker as an RB2. LeBron's going to build an all-injury team. Do it. What do you got? Kupp's your only injured guy so far. Katz has got to take Stafford. Was that the first? Was Matthew Stafford the first Cat player name he had? It's the first one I remember. All right, 6th round wrapping up here. A lot of running backs gone in the 6th round. Pierce, Sanders, Jones, JT Walker, Hall, Akers. Jacobs wraps it up with Sam Howell. So that was actually the player that I felt like I should take at the 6.4 was Sam Howell. Yeah. That was what my gut was telling me. You guys know I usually go, I try to get 3 quarterbacks out of the way as soon as possible in a Superflex draft, but I went for the wide receiver value there. I followed my heart, took Kirk. Big Bad Leo, what's up, dude? I have the 3rd pick in a Superflex PPR. Everyone is telling me to go QB first round, but do I stack up on wide receiver for the next 3 picks and push out running back? So, you definitely want to go quarterback in the 1st round, especially having the 3rd pick. You have to get, Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, one of those guys, right? But after that, I think you do 1 or 2 things. You either go hero running back is something I like to do a lot in Superflex formats, because you're going to see pretty decent value. I mean, you look at tonight's board. Pollard or Henry would be there. Those guys are okay. Or you can do what you're saying and just go aggressive at wide receiver. you know. Or you can get a second quarterback, which never really hurts. But, like, yeah, tonight you could have gone Josh Allen, then A.J. Brown, then Amon-Ra St. Brown. Or, like, I mean, really, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra. Get two of those guys. But I will say, if you go back-to-back wide receiver right there, I probably wouldn't go wide receiver in the fourth. I'd try to get your RB1 knocked out or your QB2. Just don't forget, in the Superflex formats, like, you need depth at quarterback. So just don't devalue the quarterback position necessarily. You know what I mean? You can put yourself in a bad position and a weekly positional disadvantage if you don't have enough depth at quarterback. Hope that was a helpful answer. LeBron's, I was going to pick Taylor, but chickened out. Uh-oh. Yeah, that would have been interesting. All right, what am I doing here? I'll go Swift. Why not? Give me a running back. Starting to fill out that core roster. All right, sorry guys. Looking at who's available, trying to plan my next selection. I don't know what I'm going to do with this next pick. We'll find out. GT Sport, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm a little bummed about the auto pick, but it'll be okay. The Brees value, yeah, I mean, Brees falls pretty deep in drafts right now, and I kind of like Brees at his new value quite a bit. I haven't really been afraid to even take him as an RB2 sometimes. Like, the upside is there. Cook's going to be a factor, and, like, Hall's not 100%, but Hall is an RB2. Like, you guys know, if you're going to hero running back, like, you want that kind of upside question mark sometimes at the RB2 anyways. So, all right, Desmond Ridder off the board. Michael's second quarterback. I was kind of eyeing Ridder as a bench QB in this league. There goes Stroud. See, this is a tough turn. There goes Mac and Cheesy. Because there's still a lot of good skill position guys available. But there's a point in the draft where there's not a lot of starting quarterbacks. Young, Kyler, Jimmy G, Tannehill, Baker. Like, are any of those guys even worth taking right here? I don't know. I haven't drafted George Pickens at all this year, so I'm going to have a little fun in this league. I'm going to take Pickens here. I was eyeing Ridder at the 9.9. I was kind of underestimating quarterbacks. I mean, we do have quite a few teams with just two quarterbacks, so I don't even know if he would have been available. Probably a bad estimate by me. But oh well. Like, I just don't want to reach for quarterbacks that absolutely stink. Because like I said earlier, even if your QB2 is down, at the end of the day, at least you can throw a skill position guy in there, even if it gives you a little bit of a disadvantage, right? The one thing I did not check, okay, Green Bay, and make sure you guys are checking bye weeks, that's what to say. Yeah. I was like, do Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love have the same bye week? Because that would not be good. They do not. J-Dubs got locked out of my Purdy stack. Yeah, Purdy was the other guy that I really was thinking about as a QB3. Like, if he was there at the 5.9, I would have taken him. Boss Man Superflex drafts are stressful. Yeah, absolutely. But they're fun. Cats being behind everyone at QB and Superflex so stressful. Yeah, that's the thing with me is like I want to at least, even if I'm not like overly confident in my QB2, I at least want to have somebody in there. Oh, Smokey didn't know we were doing it live. Oh, of course, bro. Oh, my next pick, I need to pause the draft so I can take off kicker defense. We're not going to do kicker defense. Big Bad Leo, I'm in a 10 team as well. There's so much potential for the 2-3 picks. Most of the mocks, I get the option on Kelsey stack with Mahomes or AJ Brown stack with Hurts. Yeah. Okay, so 10 team kind of changes it. I'm sorry I was going off at 12 teams. I should have asked, but like in that scenario, there might be just too good of skill position guys available in the second and third. Just take them. But just make sure through like the first 5 rounds that you have at least 2 quarterbacks. But yeah, that kind of changes things a little bit. So GT Sport, would you rather have Olave, Amari, or DJ Moore? I mean, I like all of those guys a lot, but I want Olave the most because I think he sees the best volume. But I love DJ Moore, and I think Amari Cooper is going to have another very solid year. But just overall, Olave is the guy that I like the best there for sure. So give me Olave. Oh my god, Sleeper was just like glitching on me. I was starting to freak out. I have no idea who I'm drafting with this next pick. I'm trying to kind of like change it up tonight. You know what I mean? Draft some players that I don't generally draft as often. Although I do have Christian Kirk on this team, so I can't really say much. But I took Pickens, so that was my wild pick of the night. Uh-oh. I have LeBron's. Who do you want? Oh, I gave you Cook. Okay. Yeah, I don't have auto picks on. So that way nothing gets messed up. What do I want to pick here? Oh, I didn't even realize David Montgomery got picked. Let's go Herbie fully loaded right here. I mean, I guess that's what I call Justin Herbert, but I'm going to take Khalil Herbert here. Oh, I forgot to pause the draft. I need to pause the draft because it won't let me change the roster settings while the draft is active. All right, I will get right back to the chat in just a second here. Just let me get to this next pick, pause the draft, see if I can change the roster formats. All right, Evan's gone, and into the 10th we go. 10th round already. Moving quickly, half an hour in. There goes Gibson. That's the thing. Like, there's so many players available right now that I like. And there's one player that I feel like needs to be drafted. Tough picks here in the 10th. I like Goddard right there. If Goddard was available, I was probably going to pick him. All right, let me very quickly see. I don't know if it's going to let me change this. Let me see if I can do it on my phone. Oh, I think it worked. Hold on. Aha, it did work. All right, we're back in action, ladies and gentlemen. No kicker, no defense for this league. Okay, now I need to figure out who I'm drafting. Yeah, Dallas Goedert was a phenomenal value there. I'll just take Cortland Sutton. Boring. All right, Gabriel. Sorry, bro. Just finished my draft. Think I tore it up. Take a look. Give me a grade. Let's see here. Of course, context matters. How many teams, full PPR, half PPR, all that stuff. But we'll take a look. Burrow, Bijan, Saquon, Ridley, Adams, Kelsey, Keenan Allen, Higgins, Cooper, Mixon, Kirk, Bigsby. Yeah, you're fine. You absolutely tore it up. But how many teams are in the league? And I mean, it's not even like, that doesn't even necessarily make it like, oh, that's a bad draft then or anything. But even then, it'll be interesting to see, like, how do you potentially stack up against other teams out there. All right, I'm turning auto picks on. I controlled the board as much as I could. If I didn't, then Bud Smoker would not have a quarterback. And the quarterback value throughout the draft would have been all messed up. And he would have like 3 tight ends as well. So at this point, it's up to the fantasy gods. Yeah, Gabriel, team looks great, my dude. Boss man, fantastic start. Thank you. Jordan Love and Christian Watson. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Tannehill was the other player I was considering because I'm like, yeah, Tannehill still deserves to be drafted and is like Tannehill versus Garoppolo or Young or Mayfield or even like maybe Jones or Stroud or Ritter. Like, he's the best value out of all those guys. Big Bad, would you take Kelsey or high-end wide receiver? I mean, I prefer wide receiver because I just the way I draft, I go for later round tight end value. But, I mean, if Kelsey's there, he's just as good as anyone, you know? So I wouldn't feel bad whatsoever if you end up with Kelsey. If he's there and you want to take him, go for it. He's just as good of a pick as anyone else at any skill position spot. Sky Moore off the board. So is Kadarius Toney. 2 Kansas City wide receivers off the board as we move along here. And there goes Njoku. Back-to-back tight ends for Godfather. Brandon Cooks is gone. I'm starting to kind of grow a little bit on Brandon Cooks. But I probably won't draft him. GT Sport, Ridley and Pickens or Jacobs and Watson, which side do you like best? I mean, it depends on the teams they're potentially going to. But I feel like Jacobs and Watson is a little bit more balanced. So I might take that side. All right, I'm just going to take Cole Kmet because I need a tight end, and I have a bad feeling one of you guys in front of me will just take one just to take one from me. Maybe not. Probably not, but I'm not risking it. Especially with Michael in the mix and Cinnabon being a Bears fan. Not risking it. Smokey drafted a 12-team home league today. T-Law, Bijan, Miles Sanders, CD, Ridley, Muth, and Olave. Beautiful. Beautiful. How'd you get Olave as your wide receiver 3 and Bijan in a 12-teamer? What? Jeez. Gabriel, 6 teams. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're absolutely stacked. I mean, everyone's team's going to be stacked, but your team looks very good. But it's hard to say in a 6-team format, especially. I mean, it's hard to say in an 8-team format, but in a 6-team format, it's very hard to say, on a week-to-week basis, if you don't set the exact right players, everyone has a shot. Okay, I thought auto picks were on now. When it times out like that, is it just giving you additional time to make the pick? Royer, Khalil Herbert, Cook, Charbs, Tank. Which 2 do I start? Wow, talk about a 0 RB team. If you're asking me, I'm probably starting Herbert and Dalvin Cook week 1 because I think they see the best volume. So, probably go with those 2 guys. I don't think you want to start Tank right out the gate, and I don't think you want to start Charbs right out the gate either. Those guys are going to take a little bit of time to get going in their respective offenses. So, all right, Quentin Johnston, a nice little value here in the 12th. I thought about going after him because actually, I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know why I thought about going. I just thought he was a pretty good value. For some reason, for a second there, I thought I had Herbert. I have Khalil Herbert, but not Justin Herbert. So this is interesting because I never roll with just 2 quarterbacks in a Superflex format, and here I am. T-Law and Love. So the only other team with 2 quarterbacks is, Godfather, J Fitness. Okay, there's a couple of us. LeBron's brain, and then Bud Smoker has Kyler, but that doesn't make me feel great. All right, I had to go running back here, so I'll just take McKinnon. Yeah, all of my RB2s are just pure pass-catching guys. Gabriel says, take Kelsey. Nobody can fill the tight end position like him. I mean, absolutely true. Smokey Bijan at 9. Olave fell to 4th. Jeez. Let me get in that league, man. Yeah, I mean, what a ridiculous draft. But good for you, man. I'm glad it went well. All right, Schultz is gone. Kincaid's gone. Royer, Commanders or Saints defense? I love both week 1, but I got to go Commanders. I mean, at least the Titans facing the Saints, like at least they have a quarterback who knows the system and like has played with the team. You know what I mean? On the other hand, the Cardinals, I have no idea what we're going to see out of that offense this coming Sunday. A week away. Unbelievable. You got to go Commanders. If the Commanders are available in your league, if you play with defensive teams, you got to go pick them up. They're going to absolutely ball out. But the Saints, like if you're not able to get the Commanders and you end up with the Saints, don't feel bad about them either. They're going to have a good week. For sure. All right, there goes Algier. I can't believe I only drafted 2 quarterbacks. I mean, I can believe it. I took the wide receiver value, the flex value, and Christian Kirk over QB3. I mean, like I said, at the 6.4, I trusted my heart, not my gut. Royer, you're very welcome, my guy. Go Pack, go. Hey, that's why I took Two Packers tonight. I would have taken Romeo Dobbs if he fell here to the 13.9 for sure. Big Bad Leo. Don't really know. Feel crazy passing on Kelsey for CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, Wilson. I mean, yeah, like you're not really going wrong no matter what. I have a suspicion that Kelsey won't be there though, but he very well could be in a 10-team format. But you know, if this was a 10-teamer, he would have gone at the like 2 spots later, so he wouldn't have been there because you're drafted from the 1-3. By the way, guys, unfortunately, I'll have to cut tonight's stream short. I have a good amount of work I need to get to as soon as the stream ends, so I won't be doing team reviews. But you guys can post them on Discord. We'll do some community review, and I will hopefully be able to get back to you guys on Discord as well. I know it's a real draft. You guys like the team reviews, but I don't know why auto picks are not working, but Adam Thielen's gone. GT Sports Stash 1, Quentin Johnston, Mingo, or Tank Dell. Quentin Johnston for me. Yeah, I'll go Quentin Johnston, but they're all okay. All right, this pick probably won't surprise you guys, but I'm going to. I was about to say it might surprise you guys, but Kenneth Gainwell is my guy all off season, so. As an RB5, having Swift on this team, I'm okay with that. This next pick's interesting. Don't forget, guys, this is a keeper league. So, I mean, hoping to bring everyone back next year. I mean, a little late to say this, but of course, I don't want to sway the draft. So, probably good I didn't say it earlier. But, you know, you might want to be looking at a player here with your final pick who maybe isn't necessarily proven, but you think could step up to the plate and end up being a really good value going into next year. So, yeah, there goes Jalen Hyatt. And Quentin Johnston off the board at the 12th. I mean, really, Andrea's last 4 picks, Charbs, Bigsby, Quentin Johnston, Hyatt, are all good examples. But also they make sense for her build as well. Was sarcastic. Drafted my 10 team today. Quarterbacks are Herbie and T-Law. Running backs are Walker and Tony Pollard, Alvin Kamara, Madison Cook. Wide receivers are Chase, Wilson, Olave, Addison, Skymore, J-Mo, Komet, and Kincaid at tight end. Very nice team. Very, very good-looking squad. Oh, we got the Toonster off the board. Clayton Tune is gone. Let's go. LeBron's, if you're judging teams based on how good they were in their prime, pretty sure a sweep every week. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. All right, I don't know. I'm going to go wide receiver with this last pick. But there are a lot of players that I like. I'm not going to say who, but I'm going to go with Tank Dell. Hopefully he develops into something and ends up being a solid pick for next year. If not, oh well. Yeah, I wonder, like, I mean, if Pickens has a true breakout year, he's really the only player looking like a good potential keeper in terms of value. Unless I just kept, like, T-Law. I kind of like this draft tonight. What does my final roster look like? T-Law, C-Mac, Swift, Waddle, Watson, Komet, Kirk, Love. Pickens, Herbert, Sutton, McKinnon, Gainwell, Tank Dell. Feels really weird not having that third quarterback, but Space Ghost Cup, probably out. So I'm running Bijan, Dobbins, Wilson, Watson. Do I flex Najee or Ayuk? Already told you earlier in the in-game stream. Ayuk. 100% it's Ayuk. I mean, that's a great, Bijan, Dobbins against the Texans, Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, then Ayuk for a very nice floor, and maybe an okay ceiling against the Steelers. Yeah, I go Ayuk in full PPR. J-Dubs, I'm not maintaining any keepers. You never know. I mean, maybe Mitchell or Tony. You never know. Someone dropped Dotson, so I'm trying to grab him. If so, do I flex him over Najee or Ayuk? You can, because he has an incredible matchup. But I probably keep Ayuk in there. But yes, you got to drop. For you, was Eli Mitchell. Drop him for Dotson, 100%. Keep Zay Flowers. You're good, Space Ghost. No worries. What do you think about Van Jefferson? I think he's somebody worth rostering for sure with the Cup news. Absolutely. Do I think he's going to be phenomenal as a standalone wide receiver 1? No, but the volume should be there. So in that circumstance, it's different from running back volume, but you still take the shot, right? All right, guys, unfortunately, I won't have time for team reviews. I know I'm the worst. But this was a great draft. Went very smooth. We missed Bud Smoker, but it'll be okay. He ended up with the okay team, I guess. Cousins, Wilson in the Superflex, Barkley, maybe JT. If not, he got Brian Robinson here. So then JJ Higgins and Judy or JSN or Thielen. I mean, I guess these two wide receivers. He does have some hurt players. And I don't know how valuable Greg Dulcich is going to be, but he can drop him, pick someone else up. So, all right, guys, congrats. Let's go. Superflex League is done. Tomorrow we got the auction draft, and then the catch drafts are done for the year. So, thank you guys. J-Dubs, Mr. Sarcastic, Godfather, Cats, J Fitness, the Ghost of Bud Smoker, Smokey, LeBron, Cinnabon, Andrea, Michael. It's going to be a good league. It's going to be a good league. I'll have to sit back later tonight when I have some time and look through the teams and hopefully be able to let you guys know what I think. But good draft overall. Looking across the board, a lot of different strategies. And I only have 2 quarterbacks, so you guys might have a big advantage against me. We'll see. Andrea, hello. Thank you for drafting and being part of this league. Thank you to all you guys for being part of this league this year. And hopefully next year, this is a keeper league. I want to keep this league together as long as I can. Just like the auction league, which the auction league is becoming a keeper league as well. Those are going to be my 2 special leagues each year. Space Ghost, a week from today, we'll be in the thick of it. You're telling me, man. You're telling me. This season is going to be insane for me. I'm going to be so incredibly busy compared to the last 2 years, but I'm so excited for it. And I just appreciate your guys' support. And, yeah, man, we're going to have a great season. I'm excited for it. All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A 2023 Superflex Fantasy Draft wrapped up. Hopefully you guys feel pretty good about your teams. I think ultimately it's going to be a good competitive league. I will be glued to the waiver wire for the best potential quarterback who shows up. Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, stay healthy. That's my final message for the night. All right, so thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for talking a little bit of fantasy. Thank you guys for the fantasy questions. My plan for tomorrow is to hopefully run the auction draft as a live stream. If I'm not able to, I will let you guys know. If I'm not able to, I'll just run an Underdog draft and do fantasy Q&A. Tuesday's live stream, Underdog/fantasy Q&A. Wednesday's live stream, Underdog/fantasy Q&A. They'll really be presented as fantasy Q&A, but I'll just do some Underdog stuff in the background so you guys don't have to stare at my face. At least you can stare at something else. Thursday night, I will be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern time with Steven for 1 hour for fantasy Q&A before Thursday night kickoff. Friday, well, I don't know. We'll see what I want to do. Probably do there's some in-season Underdog drafts. Maybe I'll do like an Underdog Pick'em live stream. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then Saturday, late night fantasy Q&A. Sunday, I will be streaming Sunday morning. And we'll run some week 1 fantasy Q&A. I can't believe it, man. Can't believe it. So, yeah, this week is a little jam-packed, but it won't be too bad. next week, the following week will be kind of crazy for me. But we're going to be okay. We're going to have a great season. Really appreciate you guys as a community. And I don't know what happened to this offseason, but we're a week away from Sunday football. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Cats, how does the keeper work? I had to have drafted them to keep them, and are they kept in the round I drafted them in? So I'll give you an example. Let's say Tank Dell is the best. Well, let's say he's a top 20 wide receiver this year. Okay. So next year, if Tank Dell moves up to like an ADP of like the 8th, 7th, 6th round, whatever, then I would select him as my keeper, and I don't get a 14th round selection next year. Tank Dell is just my 14th rounder. Okay. Does that make sense? So for looking at your team, let's say, I don't know, there's not a great example on your team other than Tajay Spears, which is like the same example I just gave. So let's look at, I don't know, I mean, look at Andrea's team. She had Charbs in the 10th. So say Charbs moves up to like a 4th or 5th rounder next year. She can keep Charbs as her 10th round pick. She won't have a 10th rounder next year. And she gets a player at a better value. Sometimes you don't get a player late as a good keeper value, right? Like maybe Christian McCaffrey is just really good again this year, you know? Or Bijan is what we all expect him to be. And Cinnabon just wants to keep him as a 2nd rounder next year, even if that's close to his ADP next year. That's fine too. You know, it doesn't have to be a late round guy. You know, maybe Breece Hall really takes over the Jets backfield and Godfather wants to keep him in the 6th round. You know, that's fine too. So what will happen, though, I will say, is we'll just have, you can't repeat keepers. Like, so 2 years from now, you can't keep the same player 2 years in a row. Has to change every year. But that's essentially how it works. Does that make sense? Space Ghost, I feel better than my projections. Got me going 1 win. Oh, don't worry about projections, man. Yeah, so they are kept in the round you drafted them in, Cats. VA, thoughts on Breece this year? I like Breece at his value. I mean, Cook's going to be a factor and everything, and Breece might not be 100% and everything, might be limited early in the year, but I do like him at his current value. You just have to make sure you hit on the right, like, RB3 and 4 as well. Or if he is your RB3, I think that's okay, you know? But yeah, I'm not out on Breece necessarily. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for the evening. So thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys to those of you who drafted with me. Thank you guys for being in the Superflex draft this year. And thank you guys for hanging out talking fantasy. So I'll be back on tomorrow, and I'll keep you guys updated throughout the week. But we're going to have a good week. And I'm ready. I want the season to start. So love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Let me know if you guys need anything. And with that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And